right. All right, lovelies. Once again, didn't I tell you that the crime is going to increase? Update to API 35 as required and implemented edge-to-edge support, fixed random audio Bible issues. Made improvements to user file backup, added reading plans, and made other improvements and fixes. Interesting. Sometimes I do prefer so that the Genesis is going to be our primary goal, and then it's going to be Hosea. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Exodus 14:13. Just to catch you all up. Didn't I warn you all to stay on your guard and see and watch how things are increasing around the world? Didn't I tell you that suicide rates will increase? Didn't I tell you that crimes are going to increase? Yep. I did fair warning to you. And some people are not very good listeners at all. But again, it is up to you. You're going to be caught in a crossfire, so may the Lord have mercy on you and on all of us. Exodus 14:13, just to catch you all up. Crossing the Red Sea. I almost fell asleep to this one. My whole body was in a shutdown mode. But anyways, I'm gonna finish the sentence and say, after I'm done, I'll need a big sleep and rest. Rest up a bit. Quite the toilsome troubles are on the way, and got a lot planned. Got a lot going on. So, just in case, I'm gonna warn you one more time. It might happen within your areas too, because a lot of things are happening in my area too. You're not the only ones. Lots and lots of idiots out there. Just keep on praying to the Lord Almighty and to His throne, and then pray for each other. Pray for your family and for a safer future, for a safer and brighter future that is done by the hands of the Lord. I can't say if it's wings. By the covering of his wings, it's by the covering of his hands. If you all are looking for some translations. Anyways, let's jump straight in. and have a deeper dive. Crossing the Red Sea, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel that they return and encamp before Pihahiroth, between Migdol and the sea, over against Baal Zephon. Before it shall ye encamp by the sea. For Pharaoh will say of the children of Israel, They are entangled in the land, the wilderness hath shut them in. And I will harden Pharaoh's heart, that he shall follow after them, and I will be honored upon Pharaoh and upon all his host, that the Egyptians may know that I am the Lord. And they did so. And it was told the king of Egypt that the people fled. And the heart of Pharaoh and of his servants was turned against the people, and they said, Why have we done this, that we have let Israel go from serving us? And he made ready his chariot, and took his people with him. And he took 600 chosen chariots, and all the chariots of Egypt, and captains over every one of them. And the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and he pursued after the children of Israel, and the children of Israel went out with an high hand. But the Egyptians pursued after them all the horses and chariots of Pharaoh, and his horsemen, and his army, and overtook them, encamping by the sea, beside Pihahiroth, before Baal Zephon. And when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were sore afraid. And the children of Israel cried out unto the Lord. And they said unto Moses, Because there were no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? Wherefore hast thou dealt thus with us, to carry us forth out of Egypt? Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, Let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians, than that we should die in the wilderness. And Moses said unto the people, Fear ye not, stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will shew to you today. For the Egyptians whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever. The Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. And the Lord said unto Moses, Wherefore criest thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel that they go forward. But lift thou up thy rod, and stretch out thine hand over the sea, and divide it. And the children of Israel shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea. And behold, I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, and they shall follow them. And I will get me honor upon Pharaoh, and upon all his host, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord, when I have gotten me honor upon Pharaoh, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen. And the angel of God, which went before the camp of Israel, removed and went behind them. And the pillar of the cloud went from before their face, and stood behind them. And it came between the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of Israel, and it was a cloud and darkness to them, but it gave light by night to these, so that the one came not near the other all the night. And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left. And the Egyptians pursued and went in after them to the midst of the sea, even all the Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. And it came to pass that in the morning the Lord looked unto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of the fire and of the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians, and took off their chariot wheels, that they drave them heavily, so that the Egyptians said, Let us flee from the face of Israel, for the Lord fighteth for them against the Egyptians. And the Lord said unto Moses, Stretch out thine hand over the sea, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots and upon their horsemen. And Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to his strength. When the morning appeared. My goodness, I'm stumbling over my own words. Returned to his strength when the morning appeared, and the Egyptians fled against it, and the Lord overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. And the waters returned and covered the chariot and the horsemen and all the host of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them. There remained not so much as one of them, but the children of Israel walked upon dry land in the midst of the sea, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left. Thus the Lord saved Israel that day out of the hand of the Egyptians. And Israel saw the Egyptians dead upon the sea shore. And Israel saw that great work which the Lord did upon the Egyptians, and the people feared the Lord and believed the Lord and his servant Moses. These words contain God's command to the believer when he is reduced to great straits and brought into extraordinary difficulties. He cannot retreat. He cannot go forward. He is shut up on the right hand and on the left. What is he now to do? The master's word to him is, Stand still. It will be well for him if at such times he listens only to his master's word, for other and evil advisers come with their suggestions. Despair whispers, Lie down and die, give it all up. But God would have us put on a cheerful courage, and even in our worst times, rejoice in his love and faithfulness. Cowardice says, Retreat, go back to the worldling's way of action. You cannot play the Christian's part. It is too difficult. Relinquish your principles. But, however much Satan may urge this course upon you, you cannot follow it if you are a child of God. His divine fiat has bid thee go from strength to strength, and so thou shalt, and neither death nor hell shall turn thee from thy course. What if for a while thou art called to stand still? Yet this is but to renew thy strength, for some greater advance in due time. Precipitancy cries, Do something. Stir yourself to stand still and wait. Is sheer idleness. We must be doing something at once. We must do it so we think, instead of looking to the Lord, who will not only do something but will do everything. Presumption boasts, if the sea be before you, march into it and expect a miracle. But faith listens neither to presumption, nor to despair, nor to cowardice, nor to precipitancy, but it hears God say, stand still, and immovable as a rock it stands. Stand still, keep the posture of an upright man, ready for action, expecting further orders, cheerfully and patiently awaiting the directing voice, and it will not be long ere God shall say to you, as distinctly as Moses said it to the people of Israel, go forward. His camp is very great. Joel 2:11. The day of the Lord. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Ye and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pained. All faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one on his ways. And they shall not break their ranks, neither shall one thrust another, they shall walk every one in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall, they shall climb up upon the houses, they shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them, the heavens shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Part of the book of Revelation in here. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great, for he is strong that executeth his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? And who can abide it? No one can, except what the Lord's will be done. Return to the Lord, therefore also. Now saith the Lord, turn ye even to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning, and rend your heart, and not your garments, and turn unto the Lord your God, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repenteth him of the evil. Who knoweth if he will return and repent, and leave a blessing behind him, even a meat offering and a drink offering unto the Lord your God? Blow the trumpet in Zion, sanctify a fast, call a Solomon's assembly, gather the people, sanctify the congregation, assemble the elders, gather the children, and those that suck the breasts. Let the bridegroom go forth of his chamber, and the bride out of her closet. Let the priests, the ministers of the Lord, weep between the porch and the altar, and let them say, Spare thy people, O Lord, and give not thine heritage to reproach, that the heathen should rule over them. Wherefore should they say among the people, Where is their God? The Lord had pity. The Lord had pity. Then will the Lord be jealous for his land and pity his people. The Lord will answer and say unto his people, Behold, I will send you corn and wine and oil, and ye shall be satisfied therewith. And I will no more make you a reproach among the heathen. But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward this east sea, and his hinder part toward the outmost sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. Fear not, O land, be glad and rejoice, for the Lord will do great things. Be not afraid, ye beasts of the field, for the pastures of the wilderness do spring, for the tree beareth her fruit. The fig tree and the vine do yield their strength. Be glad then, ye children of Zion, and rejoice in the Lord your God, for he hath given you the former rain moderately, and he will cause to come down for you the rain, the former rain, and the later rain in the first month. And the flowers shall be full of wheat, and the fats shall overflow with wine and oil. And I will restore to you the years that the locusts hath eaten, the cankerworm and the caterpillar and the palmer worm, my great army which I sent among you. And ye shall eat in plenty, and be satisfied, and praise the name of the Lord your God, that hath dealt wondrously with you. And my people shall never be ashamed. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed. The Lord will pour out his Spirit. And it shall come to pass afterward, that I will pour out my Spirit upon all flesh. And your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams. Your young men shall see visions. And also upon the servants and upon the handmaids, in those days will I pour out my Spirit. And I will shew wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and the terrible day of the Lord come. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Lord hath said, and in the remnant whom the Lord shall call. Consider, my soul, the mightiness of the Lord, who is thy glory and defense. He is a man of war. Jehovah is his name. All the forces of heaven are at his beck. Legions wait at his door, cherubim and seraphim. See, that's the pronunciation. Cherubim and seraphim, watchers and holy ones, principalities and powers, all are attentive to his will. If our eyes were not blinded by the ophthalmia, it's actually ophthalmia of the flesh, we should see horses of fire and chariots of fire round about the Lord's beloved. Ophthalmia. Let's see what that word is. Yikes. Oopsie daisy. Let's get a new tab here. Ophthalmia. Yeah, ophthalmia. Do, 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 do. We're learning something new here. Uh, Oops. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. So let's see. Yeah, I spelled it even right. Yep. So, general ophthalmia definition: inflammation of the eye or conjunctiva can be caused by bacteria, viruses, or other irritants. Ophthalmia neonatorum. What? Whoa, those are like big words, almost sound ancient. Huh. Neonatorum. Inflammation following trauma to one eye and others. Tch. Man, they started using the opposite of the Bible. But anyways, it kind of does explain the meaning itself. What the word is actually meant, has its meaning. It's to be of the flesh, by the ophthalmia of the flesh. Okay, I got it. Yeah, it's actually pretty accurate of what it's describing. It's like an inflammation of the eyes. Ophthalmia of the flesh, we should see horses afire and chariots afire round about the Lord's beloved. The powers of nature are all subject to the absolute control of the Creator. Stormy wind and tempest, lightning and rain and snow and hail, and the soft dews and cheering sunshine come and go at his decree. The bands of Orion he looseth, and bindeth the sweet influences of the Pleiades. Pleiades, that's how it's pronounced. Earth, sea, and air, and the places under the earth are the barracks for Jehovah's great armies. Whoa, that is a big clue right there. Places under the earth are the barracks for Jehovah's great armies. Space is his camping ground. Space is his camping ground. Light is his banner. and flame is his sword. When he goeth forth to war, famine ravages the land, pestilence smites the nation, hurricane sweeps the sea, tornado shakes the mountains. Speaking of tornadoes, hello. And earthquake makes the solid world to tremble. As for animate creatures, they all own his dominion. And from the great fish which swallowed the prophet down to all manner of flies, which plague the field of Zoan, all are his servants, and like the palmer worm, the caterpillar, and the cankerworm are squadrons of his great army. For his camp is very great. My soul, see to it that thou be at peace with this mighty king. Ye more be sure to enlist under his banner, for to war against him is madness, and to serve him is glory. Jesus Emmanuel, God with us, is ready to receive recruits for the army of the Lord. If I am not already enlisted, let me go to him ere I sleep, and beg to be accepted through his merits. And if I be already, as I hope I am, a soldier of the cross, let me be of good courage, for the enemy is powerless compared with my Lord, whose camp is very great. And we're down to the goal, Genesis 39:12. We're doing this at a rapid succession, rapid pace. Actually, I'll go ahead and suppress my accent even further, so I can have clarity within, so you all can understand me better. That's complete suppression right there. Genesis 39:12. So we'll keep on going. We're gonna go rapid fire, so we can catch up and stuff like that. Or should I say that you all can benefit from this video and catch up. Catch up on things. Given all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge, etc. Genesis 39:12. Anyways, Joseph and Potiphar's wife. Oh, Potiphar's wife had a big influence, or a bad, foul spirit in her, that she sought after temptation. Joseph and Potiphar's wife. And Joseph was brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, an Egyptian, bought him of the hands of the Ishmaelites. That's how it's pronounced. And sometimes it's hard for pronunciation to be had. But him of the hands, I'll read it one more time so we all can actually know how to pronounce it. Bought him of the hands of the Ishmaelites. It's like two E's combined. Ishmaelites, which had brought him down thither. And the Lord was with Joseph, and he was a prosperous man, and he was in the house of his master, the Egyptian. And his master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord made all that he did to prosper in his hand. And Joseph found grace in his sight, and he served him, and he made him overseer over his house. and all that he had he put into his hand. And it came to pass from that time that he had made him overseer in his house, and over all that he had, that the Lord blessed the Egyptians' house of Joseph's sake. Egyptian's house, for Joseph's sake. For Joseph's sake. And the blessing of the Lord was upon all that he had in the house and in the field, and he left all that he had in Joseph's hand, and he knew not aught he had, save the bread which he did eat. And Joseph was a goodly person and well favored. And it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph, and she said, Lie with me. But he refused and said unto his master's wife, Behold, my master wotteth not what is with me in the house, and he hath committed all that he hath to my hand. There is none greater in this house than I, neither hath he kept back anything from me but thee, because thou art his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? That's why I do respect Joseph. And Joseph is most common story. Oops. There we go. There we go. I'm back. Actually, I don't know if you all can. Yeah, my Bluetooth is connected, so maybe you can hear me. Sometimes it may cut off, sometimes it won't. So I'm sure you all can still hear me. I'm still close by. At least my voice. And sin against God. So, yeah, this is why I do respect Joseph very greatly. Joseph has a lot to teach us, to be honest. Even he had things to worry about. And that's the type of integrity that any man should carry. That shows integrity right there, what Joseph just did. And sin against God. And it came to pass, as she spake to Joseph day by day, that he hearkened not unto her, to lie by her, or to be with her. Goodness, I do not like that behavior either. Which is why I may get tempted, but I don't want to be around that. No more, at least, but I did things that I'm not proud of. And the Lord knows about it. The stupidest things that we men can do sometimes. Don't get me wrong, I'm not excluding myself. Again, I just told you and confessed. I did stupid things too. To lie by her or to be with her. And it came to pass about this time that Joseph went into the house to do his business, and there was none of the men of the house there within. That is where most naughty things can happen. Naughty, naughty, naughty. And she caught him by his garment, saying, Lie with me. And he left his garment in her hand and fled and got him out. And it came to pass, when she saw that he had left his garment in her hand and was fled forth. Oh, she was going to use that as leverage and take advantage of the scene that she created on her own. And was fled forth. that she called unto the man of her house, and spake unto them, saying, See, he hath brought in Hebrew unto us to mock us. He came in unto me to lie with me, and I cried with a loud voice. Oh, I despise those types of behaviors. Because that is so pretending. That is playing a victim. This is why we have technology in this day and era, I would say, in order to get advanced with knowledge. For those that cannot handle it, well, you see the results around the world. For those that can, use it for the good purposes and direct it to the right flow of things. That's where it's most beneficial. And it came to pass, when he heard that I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me and fled and got him out. And she laid up his garment by her until his Lord came home. And she spake unto him according to these words, saying, The Hebrew servant which thou hast brought unto us came in unto me to mock me. And it came to pass, as I lifted up my voice and cried, that he lifted his garment with me and fled out. And it came to pass, when his master heard the words of his wife, which she spake unto him, saying, After this manner did thy servant to me, that his wrath was kindled. And Joseph's matter took him and put him into the prison, a place where the king's prisoners were bound, and he was there in the prison. But the Lord was with Joseph, and shewed him mercy, and gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. And the keeper of the prison committed to Joseph's hand all the prisoners that were in the prison, and whatsoever they did there, he was the doer of it. The keeper of the prison looked not to anything that was under his hand, because the Lord was with him, and that which he did, the Lord made it to prosper. Amazing. And that is a interesting and a beautiful story of Joseph too, that the Lord has written. And contending with certain sins, there remains no mode of victory but by flight. The ancient naturalists or the ancient naturalists wrote much of basilisks. Yeah, that's how it's pronounced. The ancient naturalists wrote much of basilisks, whose eyes fascinated their victims and rendered them easy victims. Speaking of victims, so the mere gaze of wickedness puts us in solemn danger. He who would be safe from acts of evil must haste away from occasions of it. A covenant must be made with our eyes, not even to look upon the cause of temptation, for such sins only need a spark to begin with, and a blaze follows in an instant. Who would wantonly enter the leper's prison and sleep amid its horrible corruption? He only who desires to be leprous himself would thus court contagion. which means containing. He only who desires to be leprous himself would thus court contagion. If the mariner knew how to avoid a storm, he would do anything rather than run the risk of weathering it. Cautious pilots have no desire to try how near the quicksand they can sail, or how often they may touch a rock without springing a leak. Their aim is to keep as nearly as possible in the midst of a safe channel. This day I may be exposed to great peril. Let me have the serpent's wisdom to keep out of it and avoid it. The wings of a dove may be of more use to me today than the jaws of a lion. It is true I may be an apparent loser by declining evil company, but I had better leave my cloak than lose my character. It is not needful that I should be rich, but it is imperative upon me to be pure. No ties of friendship, no chains of beauty, no flashings of talent, no shafts of ridicule must turn me from the wise, resolved to flee from sin. The devil I am to resist, and he will flee from me. But the lusts of the flesh I must flee, or they will surely overcome me. O God of holiness, preserve thy Josephs, that Madam Bubble bewitch them not with her vile suggestions. May the horrible trinity of the world, the flesh, and the devil never overcome us. In their affliction they will see me early. Hosea 5:15. Hosea 5:15. Punishment coming for Israel and Judah. Hear ye this, O priests, and hearken, ye house of Israel, and give ye ear, O house of the king. For judgment is toward you, because ye have been a snare on Mizpah, and a net spread upon Tabor. And the revolters are profound to make slaughter. Though I have been a rebuke of them all, I know Ephraim, and Israel is not hid from me. For now, O Ephraim, thou committest whoredom, and Israel is defiled. They will not frame their doings to turn unto their God, for the spirit of whoredoms is in the midst of them, and they have not known the Lord. And the pride of Israel doth testify to his face. Therefore shall Israel and Ephraim fall in their iniquity, Judah also shall fall with them. They shall go with their flocks and with their herds to seek the Lord, but they shall not find him. He hath withdrawn himself from them. They have dealt treacherously against the Lord, for they have begotten strange children. Now shall a month devour them with their portions. Blow ye the cornet and Gibeah, and the trumpet and Ramah. Cry out loud at Bethaven after thee, O Benjamin. Ephraim shall be desolate in the day of rebuke. Among the tribes of Israel have I made known that which shall surely be. The princes of Judah were like them that removed the bound. Therefore I will pour out my wrath upon them like water. Ephraim is oppressed and broken in judgment, because he willingly walked after the commandment. Therefore will I be unto Ephraim as a moth, and to the house of Judah as rottenness. When Ephraim saw his sickness, and Judah saw his wound, then went Ephraim to the Assyrian, and sent to King Jareb. Yet could he not heal you, nor cure you of your wound. For I will be unto Ephraim as a lion, and as a young lion to the house of Judah. I, even I, will tear and go away. I will take away, and none shall rescue him. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction they will seek me early. Loosen and adversary. Losses and adversities are frequently the means which the great shepherd uses to fetch home his wandering sheep. Like fierce dogs, they worry the wanderers back to the fold. There is no making lions tame if they are too well fed. They must be brought down from their great strength, and their stomachs must be lowered, and then they will submit to the tamer's hand. And often have we seen the Christian rendered obedient to the Lord's will by straightness of bread and hard labor. When rich and increased in goods, many professors carry their heads much too loftily, and speak exceeding boastfully. Like David, they flatter themselves. My mountain standeth fast, I shall never be moved. When the Christian groweth wealthy, is in good repute, hath good health and a happy family, he too often admits Mr. Carnal security to feast at his table. And then if he be a true child of God, there is a rod preparing for him. Wait a while, and it may be you will see his substance melt away as a dream. There goes a portion of his estate. How soon the acres change hands. That debt that dishonored Bill, how fast his losses roll in. Where will they end? It is a blessed sign of divine life if we win these embarrassments occur one after another, he begins to be distressed about his backslidings, and betakes himself to his God. Blessed are the waves that wash the mourner upon the rock of salvation. Losses in business are often sanctified to our souls enriching. If the chosen soul will not come to the Lord full-handed, it shall come empty. If God, in his grace, findeth no other means of making us honor him among men, he will cast us into the deep. If we fail to honor him on the pinnacle of riches, he will bring us into the valley of poverty. Yet faint not, heir of sorrow. When thou art thus rebuked, rather recognize the loving hand which chastens, and say, I will arise and go unto my father. Alrighty, dearly beloved children of God, hearken unto the Lord and don't despise the rod of chastisement. And don't despise the sorrows, but hearken unto the Lord and learn. And I shall hear from you, or you will hear from me in the next devotion when you have time to hear it. Next devotions, next two. And as always, Stealth Squad out.